Hello, I'm United States Senator Saxby Chambliss, and thanks for tuning in again to our regular YouTube address. You know, this week in the United States Senate, we have been discussing budget. It's a requirement by law that the majority party present a budget to the on the floor of the United States Senate every year and have it passed by April 15. The House has, under Republican control, has produced a budget every single year for the last couple of years that they've been in charge. Unfortunately, we've gone 1,100 days now in the United States Senate without seeing the majority party produce a budget on the floor of the Senate. Each and every one of you have to abide by a budget around your family table every single month. And it's only fair that the United States Senate, as required by law, should not only have a budget presented, but should see a budget passed that the American people can see as a roadmap for how we're going to spend your tax money. But unfortunately, the majority party continues to refuse to put a budget on the floor. So this week, we had several budgets presented. Since the Democrats did not present a budget, Republicans presented 3 different versions of budgets, plus a proposal that has been presented by the President as his annual budget was also voted on the floor of the Senate this week. For the second year in a row, the President's budget received not one single vote in the United States Senate. The vote was 99-0 against the President's budget. The Ryan budget from the House did receive a significant number of votes. The other 2 Republican budgets received a few votes. But the fact is that Republicans have been bold enough to present ideas to try to address the very difficult fiscal times that we're in. And yet the party that's in control has not produced a single budget in over 1,100 days. We also have had up for consideration recently an issue that's of primary importance to Georgians, irrespective of whether you live in rural areas or in urban areas, and that's a farm bill. Agriculture is the #1 industry in Georgia, and as a member of the Senate Agriculture Committee, I have been very forceful in trying to make sure that we have a farm bill that is representative of the very difficult budget times that we're in, that agriculture pay its fair share towards deficit reduction, but at the same time that we seek to provide farmers and ranchers all across America with a safety net so that when prices are not like they are now, because they are very high now, and farmers all across America want to get their stream of income out of the marketplace versus getting it from Washington, and that's the way it should be. But when prices are not as high as they are now, that farmers do have a safety net that will ensure that they can at least farm next year and hopefully be able to pay their bank back so that we can continue to see the low cost of food products in the grocery store that we have in our country today. You know, the American consumer pays approximately 11 cents out of every dollar you spend on food products. That's the lowest of any industrialized country in the world. That is the case because of the safety net that we have always provided to farmers. That's why it's important to people in urban areas as well as in rural areas that we have a good, solid commodity title in a farm bill. In addition, about 80% of the Farm Bill is spent on nutrition programs, including the food stamp program. Most people think that farm bills provide money to go to farmers, when in fact, 80%, as I say, goes to nutrition programs like the Women, Infant, and Children program, like the food stamp program, and other children's nutrition programs. So as we proceed to the floor with a debate on the Farm Bill, I'm going to ensure, #1, that Georgia's farmers and southeastern farmers and ranchers have an adequate safety net, and at the same time that we pay our fair share towards deficit reduction. Let me just close by saying that I recently returned from another trip to Afghanistan. I've been there, I think, a total of 7 times now. And I can't say enough good things about our men and women who wear the uniform of the United States. They are doing an unbelievable job of protecting freedom. And as we move towards 2014, when the combat troops are scheduled to pull out of Afghanistan, it needs to be done in the right way. And we need to make sure that our troops have the protections that they need as this downsizing begins. But there's another group of individuals who operate inside of Afghanistan that are also heroes. And that's those men and women in our intelligence community who, while they don't wear a uniform, they put their life in harm's way every single day to gather the kind of intelligence that the #1 customer of the intelligence community, the United States military, needs. I'm very proud of those men and women, and I had a chance to visit with individuals in the intelligence community while we were in some remote parts of Afghanistan. And all Americans would be very, very proud of the great job that those folks are doing. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to visiting with you next time. God bless you.